Great interview with the branch manager of Galaxy Bingo Youthnik. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Adekunle from Swift Response Community Empowerment Initiative Through Soccer. Please, sir, we would like to get to meet you.
Okay. Afternoon, Adi. Hi there. My name is Lyle Edwards. I'm the branch manager for Galaxy Bingo Youthnik. I've been with the site now since we opened. That's what 7 years, almost 7 years ago, and we've been going strong. Of course, along with Swift, we've been working nice and well together. We've played a couple of soccer games together
Yes,
as
I
well, and
remember.
had some good fun. And it's always good. It's this brilliant initiative that Adi and his team is actually running, which we fully support 100% as Galaxy Bingo Youthnik and Galaxy Bingo as a whole. As myself, Lyle, I would say I'm a hospitality professional. I've over 20 years in the hospitality industry, whereby I started back right after school. I matriculated in 1999, and then February the 1st, 2000, I started working as a porter, meaning carrying luggage for guests arriving at that time was on Garden Court, Kings Beach. It's now Southern Kings Beach. Started working carrying luggage for customers as a porter. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to study further, hence me doing that work. I didn't earn much. I was and like work commission basically like 350 rand a month on commission basis, but it was worthwhile. We used to work mostly for tips and so forth, so that at least opened up avenue whereby you're actually earning some money at all, but it was better than sitting at home doing nothing. And I've done that for about 2.5 years, 3 years. I was then promoted to concierge, whereby that is now the person that provide customers with details what they can do in around Port Elizabeth, making bookings, all of that for them. That was for another year or so, and then I decided to expand my what I'm trying to say, my experience, because I was a bit stuck there, and I really wanted to work at reception, which was the area I wanted to get into, but there was no opportunities there for me. And I then moved on to the Calvi Hotel, which just opened then, and I started working there as a receptionist for about 9 months, and then I was promoted to duty manager shortly after that, which was for me a sign that I was doing things right. I was putting in the hard work. Whatever was asked of me, I was done. I did it to the best of my ability. It's all about work ethic, and I keep saying that to the staff here as well. It's all about the work you do and being unselfish with your time, being respectful towards the person that you're dealing with at all times, because respect begets respect, and I believe that is how that it, it, it allowed me to grow as not only as an employee of the company side, but as a person as well. And yes, I started working as a duty manager there, but not for long either, because the then assistant general manager took up a new position at another property, and then she asked me, Lau, do you want to come over with me? And actually went with her, and she went over as a general manager, and I went with her as an assistant manager, and that was in St. Francis Bay. And luckily for me, that was actually in a way good move, because that's when I met my wife, actually my wife now, but then of course we became we met each other then, my wife then, which was actually, so it just shows everything happens for a reason. I was there for about 2 years, and then eventually at Garden Court, the position that I had been I was eyeing, what, 3-4 years ago, eventually became available, and I was contacted immediately, and they asked me if I wanted to return to Garden Court, and I did. So I went back to Garden Court, a year at reception. After another year, then I got promoted to duty manager once again, and I was in a position for about 5 years until I was unfortunately dismissed. Something I talk about, but it is something that is valid. It is there. It happened. And it all came down to my things got out of hand a bit in my own personal life, partying, not going to work the next day, and eventually that caught up with me, and uh, and I of course I lost my job, and I was a bit cocky at the time. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a job around the corner with all my experience. I'm gonna get a job quickly, and it didn't happen. I was at home for approximately 9 months. And eventually, I then did get a job, and I went back into the hospitality industry, where I went back to the Marine Hotel. That's where I started working, also as a manager. But those 9 months weren't great, to say the least. But it's something I learned from. And in my time at the Marine Hotel, I slowly started rebuilding my confidence in myself. Of course, not to let myself down, not to let my family down. And from there, I actually, our the Galaxy's, our CEO back then used to visit the hotel a lot, and we weren't aware because it was just a regular customer of ours, and we never realized who he actually was. He was just there. He used to come every month and so forth. And I always used to chat with him, have a talk with him, just being myself, him just being himself, not knowing, and he's a customer, I'm just a manager on duty. And eventually he approached me and said, "Oh, look here, we are starting with this over here. Do you want to come and join Galaxy? Come for an interview?" I said, "Okay, I'm not into this, but yeah, why not?" Which was, again, it just shows you things happen. You have at the right place at the right time for things to happen. And that's how I ended up. That was over 10 years ago. I'm eventually now with Galaxy now for that. Since then, I started as a duty manager on this side at Moffat side, and then when Usenet opened, like I said, I got the position over here as branch manager. So yeah, that's enough of my work history. Guys, all I can say is hard work pays off. It, regardless of how you find yourself in what situation, if you find yourself in, putting in the hard work, having a good work ethic, understanding what your responsibility is. If you do get a job, you understand that you have a responsibility not only to yourself but also to your employer as well, because they are the ones that investing in you, and you need to put that time back in as well in order for both parties to succeed. Because it's a two-way street. It's not one way, it's a two-way street. Always remember that. If you do go out in the workplace, or even if you are in the workplace, do not be selfish with your time. Invest in, because you can't expect to get out if you're not willing to put back in. If you're not willing to put your time in, you cannot expect to get back out. So that is something that I encourage my staff to do as well. With everything on duty, I would be like, did you really have to be in the bathroom for half an hour, 20 minutes? Instead of, you could have taken just 5-10 minutes, and the rest of the 20 minutes you could actually provided quality service to our customers, instead of being selfish with your time and spending an extra 30 minutes on your cell phone in the bathroom, which was unnecessary. It's those small things that I look for in my employees and future employees as well. I'm always looking at, like, again, good work ethic. Seeing, I would almost always, if I'm doing interviews and I hear that someone did work during the school holidays, casual work, that shows me that that is someone that wants to work. That is someone that wants to grow. It doesn't mean if you've got a bachelor or master degree in any paperwork. That means nothing if you don't have a work ethic. A good work ethic will take you many miles. It will take you places, guys. It will, and it won't always. It may not pay off immediately because it takes a lot of hard graft. But in the end, it will pay off. That is something I've personally experienced. My brother as well, we both grew up in the same household. We had both single mother. My brother's currently a sales executive also in hospitality. We both started as porters. He's now in sales in Cape Town. He's traveling the world. He's now off to Germany now next month. It just shows, guys, that you don't have, and he has, he's actually going now towards he doesn't have matric, he didn't get matric. He's still now going towards his prior learning certificate. So he's so busy with that as well. Even as he's a 9-year-old, he's so busy with that. But in terms of what he has learned and what he's able to put out, it has taken in places as well. So again, it is important to have to have education, to gather knowledge, to have life experiences as well, because life is hard out there. Life will not is not is not it's not a party all day. It puts a lot. If you want to succeed, you need to put in the time and put in the discipline, self-discipline, and most important, look after yourself. You cannot look after your family, you cannot look after your children if you're not in the right frame of mind, if you're not healthy emotionally and mentally and physically, if you are not healthy. So look after yourself. That's so important. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, Ali.
sir, I'm so grateful. No question to ask. All has been answered. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir.
No, sure, I didn't know. It's my pleasure.
Your story could be somebody's lifeline.